Well, hello there. Welcome to another session of Cooking with Dadfish. Guess what we're doing today? We're making Fromage Blanc, or farmer's cheese. Simple. If I can do it, you can do it too. So here we go. First, we're going to start with 1 gallon of whole vitamin D milk. Yeah, great value. Gotta love Walmart. Add that to a big old saucepan, big old stew pot. That's the pot right there. It's a big one. Okay? Now, what we're doing, we got to bring that up to about 175 degrees. You want to stir it, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Look at this, is actual cooking, folks. See the steam and everything coming off there? Yeah, Dadfish cooks. Alright. That should be just about the right temperature, but let's check with the old thermometer. Or, as some people call it, a thermometer. Got it down in there. Should be right around 175 degrees. We still have a little ways to go. Hey, if you ain't got one of these fancy thermometers, just look at it. Watch it till just about starts to foam up and you got a whole bunch of steam. Okay, we got just a couple more minutes with this. So we'll take that out. Once that comes up to temperature, the next ingredient, you got 2 things to go. You got some buttermilk, okay? Some good buttermilk. It don't have to be great or fancy because, you know me, I'm cheap as hell. Just some nice buttermilk. And that is 1 quart. Okay? I think that's a quart. Yep, 1 quart. Says so right there. 1 quart. Yeah, can't really see it too well. 1 quart of buttermilk, 1 gallon of regular milk. You take that, you add your buttermilk when you're ready to. I'm not quite ready to, so I'm going to shut this off until it comes to temperature. So I'll be right back. Oh wait, I can show you what you need. Okay, the next ingredient, and the last ingredient you're going to need, whoops, kicking the shit out of stuff here, is some good old white vinegar. Just plain old distilled white vinegar. It don't take much, maybe about 1/4 cup to 1.5 gallons of milk. What that does is the vinegar acts like rennet. And what rennet is the active ingredient in a calf's stomach, which separates the solids of the milk from the whey, the curds and the whey. Okay? You heard about Miss Muffet? Well, she had a tuffet, yada, yada, yada. Along came a spider and says, "Hey, what's in the bowl, bitch? Oh!" Well, no, we're not going to go there, but anyway, we're checking my temperature again. Now, you can tell that's pretty hot. We're steaming the hell out of the camera. That's pretty doggone close. 165, 166 degrees. We're just about there. This isn't an exact science, folks. So here we go. We're going to shut that off. Now, take the heat and we shut the heat off. We're going to leave the pan right on there. Don't touch the pan. That's nice and steamy and doing good stuff. We're going to take our buttermilk. This is 1 quart of buttermilk, or 4 cups. We'll pour that right into the mixture. I forgot to mention, you probably should let your buttermilk begin to clabber. What that means is all the butter and the solids will come to the top. Just leave it out for room temperature about 2 hours. It'll be just fine. Okay? Get that last little bit of buttermilk going in there. Now, here is where the magic begins. I want you to watch this. Okay? See what we got going on here? It's nice and looks like foamy, right? Now we take our vinegar, and this is where the fun part begins. Pour it into, you got about 1/4 cup. Watch what happens. This is so cool. You pour that in there and you stir just a little bit. And if it doesn't start separating right away, you will see it start to separate. If it doesn't start separating and making curds, add a little bit more. We can see that it's starting. See? We'll just dump the rest of it in there. I don't know if you can see how it is separating. Look at that. It's freaking magic, people. Actually, this is science. Science is a wonderful thing. Now, we've got this stirred, and we're just going to let this sit probably for about a half an hour. So I'm going to shut this off, and I'll come back to you in about a half an hour. That right there is the simplest of ingredients. A gallon of milk, a quart of buttermilk, and about a quarter to a third of a cup of regular white distilled vinegar. You're going to say, oh, it's going to taste like crap. Trust me, Dadfish has not given you anything that tastes like crap yet, have I? Next week, poop on a stick. Be right back. Alright, here we go. Come on in here, Rog. Check it out. Roger's my cameraman again. Say hi, Roger. Hi. Alright, we've let this set for about a half an hour, and as you can see, this is separated real nice. Curds and whey. The clear stuff is the whey, obviously. Show me the way. Here it is. Okay. Alright, now what we're going to do, we got to separate this. So we're going to wander over here to the magic sink. Wander with me. You might want to come on this side of me over here, Ross. Ooh, the magic of... Here's me cut. What we got to do is we got to separate this. Look down here. I took a regular colander and I lined it first with a paper towel, and then I put a double layer of cheesecloth in here. What we're going to do, we're going to scoop this poopy looking stuff out and put it right in here. Trust me, folks, this is going to be some good stuff. Look, watch Dadfish. It's not going to hurt you. Nom, nom, nom. That's cheese. And the whey, you can save that and do something else with it. You can put it on your pet food, put it in your stock pot. It's all good. It's just water and protein. Oops. Ah, look what I did. You got me on camera and I screwed up already. Surprise, surprise. We got a lot of cheese going on here, folks. Like I said, a gallon will make, a gallon of milk and a half a gallon of buttermilk will make approximately 1.5 pounds of good cheese. So what we do is we got to scoop this out into the colander. Don't worry about, if you get it all over, it's going to be all right. We just let this drain off out of here. And we'll let this set, once again, for about a half an hour. We go things in about a half-hour increments here. It took a half an hour for all of this. Look over here. It took about a half an hour for the pot to separate the curds and the whey. It's going to take about a half an hour to drain all the curds from the whey. You can keep it if you want, or you can chuck it out, do what you want. Bathe your kids in it. I don't care. I'm talking about the whey, not the cheese. Cheese too good to waste. But Dad... Hey, that explains a lot about you, Raj. My whey baby. Oh, this is some good stuff, folks. You're really going to like this. I hope you're going to like it. I know I like it, and people seem to like what I make. If not for anything else, the frickin' funny factor. That's all that matters. As long as we have a good time, cooking should be fun. If it becomes a chore, then you need to let somebody else do it. It's about the only way you can really express yourself creatively without having to buy a whole bunch of fancy equipment. I mean, just think of some of the stuff. Think of the people that made this stuff first. Here's old Homer driving along, actually, Ahmed, driving the camel. He's going to market. He's got some milk. I'm just pouring the rest of this off. He's got some milk in a bladder of some sort, because they didn't have canteens or thermoses, so they had to use sheep's bladder. They used to piss the sheep off because they were still using them, but hey, they're only sheep. What can you do? He's going to market with this stuff, and he's got this in there, and all of a sudden he gets there, he don't have milk anymore, but he's got this two-part thing. He's got some curdy-looking stuff, and he's got this whey-looking stuff. And he was thirsty and hungry, so he tried it and decided it wasn't half bad. And the way we figure that really occurred back like that is the bladder he uses was a stomach, and they didn't get all the rennet out of the stomach. Remember what I told you about the rennet? That's the enzyme that's in the calf's stomach, or any animal's stomach that separates the curd from the whey. So anyway, let's look down in here. Of course I overflowed a little bit, but that's alright. I'm Dadfish. I'm not perfect. We're going to let that set for a half an hour till all that whey drains out of there. Then we'll form our cheese ball. And that's when it's going to get good. So I'll be back with you in about a half an hour. Thank you. Okay, it's been about a half an hour. And as you can see, we have a nice pile of cheese going on here. That kind of looks like cottage cheese. Or farmer's cheese. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our cheesecloth and separate it from the paper towel, and we're going to lift this out. Okay. I should probably told you to make sure you wash your hands, but that's a given. If you don't wash your hands, shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you. Take it out. Now that's a solid ball of cheese right there. Let me get this out the way just for a second. You take your cheese ball and give it a twist. And what you're doing is you're wringing the rest of the way out. Way out. Okay? Now you got a little bit of a ball there. Ah, shit. It's over there. You hold that. I'll let it unravel.
The hand.
The mysterious hand of doom. Everybody needs a helping hand, and there it is. Helping hand. Put a couple twist ties together just to hold the bag here. We're going to hold the bag together real kind of loosely. Then we'll take our wooden spoon and just wrap this around the wooden spoon just to let it suspend over the bucket. And we'll let that sit there just like that. Yeah, it's still dirty because I cooked in it. Go. Alright, we're going to let this thing sit here for another half an hour. Let what's left of the whey to drain out of it. When we're all done with that, we'll take it out of the bag, we'll separate the cheesecloth from the cheese. We're going to put it in this handy-dandy cheese press. You've never seen one of these, have you? This is a wonderful thing. We're going to roll this cheese up. We're going to keep rolling it and working it, but I'll show you what happens when you go to do that. I'll be back in probably about another half an hour. Good. Here we go. We've been about a half an hour here. Now you can see, look in here, it only had just a little bit of whey left over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take our fancy cheese press, open it up. You know, you got to go to school to use these things. Open it up, put it inside my bowl, just to give it a place to form here. I'll untwist the fancy rack, and untwist my bag. Now you got to be careful here. You want to make sure not to blow your nose in the cheese. What you want to do is try to get the cheese in the bag and let that ball, look at that, roll right on out. How beautiful is that? Of course you're going to have some little Klingons here. Beat me up, Scotty. Well, Scotty's my other one. And we have real cheese. Look at that. Cheese. Ooh. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that cheese marks. Look at the ball. Look at that. The goodness right there. The cheesecloth made all that. Now, slam that sucker out. Beat on it like you're pissed off at it. You're going to knead it just like bread. Look at that. You're going to knead it. You need it. You want it. Squeeze it like a... Never mind. Let's not squeeze like that. Just roll it up like that. And just roll it up. Just like that. It's going to make a log. Look at that. It's log. Better than bad is good. And we'll keep doing that. Alright folks, I'm back. There's one step that I totally forgot. I blew it off. I was kind of busy. You need to add some salt to your cheese. I take 3 or 4 good pinches of a nice kosher salt. They calls for about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. Put it in there. Then we do the whole mixing process again. Just mix it on in there. The cheese will work really well with the salt, and it'll firm up. Remember, you gotta do that. Now, it's gonna take a while, but eventually this is gonna come together, and it's gonna come together really, really good. Just keep shaking it down, and then like that, roll it up. Knead it, roll it up like that. Shake it down. You just keep repeating that until you get a nice consistency. Look at that. That's a good consistency. Still looks like curd, but it's starting to come together. The more you squeeze it, and squeeze it hard, the more it comes together. And we'll take it for the last time, just like this. We're going to squeeze it down really hard. For the last time, we'll squeeze it, form it into a log, and then we're going to roll it up. And every once in a while you take it out and you still squeeze it and roll it. See that? It's starting to come together. It's cooling off. It's turning into a solid block of cheese. You took that in the refrigerator for about 3 or 4 hours. Longer if you can. Because the longer you let it sit in there, the more it's going to firm up. Then you'll be able to cut nice slices. This is going to have the same consistency when you're all done as a nice mozzarella. So, that's it. We just made cheese together. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank Roger, my cameraman. I want to thank Roxy, the wiener dog of doom. Until next time, go do a Dadfish. Bye.